the KMNN studios, this is the Kids Morning News Network. Good morning, friends. It's September 25th, 2024, and there are only 97 days left in 2024. Welcome to the Kids Morning News Network podcast. I'm Alex in the KMNN studio. Happy National Daughters Day. If you are a daughter, you absolutely rock. This day started in India, and like any great idea, it caught on, and now it's celebrated around the world. You go, daughters.
Woohoo!
Breaking news from the world of vegetables. The Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, has named the healthiest vegetable. Want to guess what it is? Spinach? Broccoli? Eggplant? None of the above. It's watercress. Yes, watercress. Have you ever heard of watercress? Maybe not. It's not all that common in the U.S. It's a tiny leafy green that grows usually in shallow water, and it's related to broccoli and cabbage and some other greens like kale and collards. It's been around a long time. In fact, it's one of the oldest greens that people are known to have eaten. It's a prehistoric salad, basically. It has a clever adaptation for growing in water. Its stems are hollow, so they float. While its roots are down in the mud, the floating stems bring the leaves to the surface and the sunlight wherever it grows. And the taste is kind of spicy, not mild like lettuce or spinach would be. So why is watercress getting a gold star from the CDC? Well, first of all, it's packed with nutrients, like a tiny vitamin factory. It's full of things your body needs to grow and stay strong, like vitamins A, C, and K. And it also has lots of iron, which helps your blood carry oxygen. And it's good for your heart. It has a special kind of fiber called soluble fiber, which can help lower bad cholesterol. Now, like I said, it has a bit of a flavor punch, and some people get a little freaked out by a tiny green leaf that tastes tangy. But watercress is great in salads, and in soups, and even on sandwiches. So if you're helping out shopping for your family at the grocery store, look for watercress. It might be a little different, but it's definitely worth trying. Hey, do you like the moon? Want another one? I couldn't really hear your answer, but if you said yes, then I've got great news. We're getting another moon! Sort of. Just for a little while. It's actually a rock, a little smaller than a football field, but it's been circling Earth for a while. It's so small and faint that we can't really see it with the naked eye, but scientists have been tracking it using telescopes. It's called PD5, and it's a special kind of object called a quasi-satellite. Unlike the moon, which has been orbiting Earth for billions of years, PD5 is only temporary. It's actually caught in the Earth's gravitational pull, but not strongly enough to be locked into orbit. Instead, it's here for a while and slowly drifting away. Scientists are excited about PD5 because it's a rare opportunity to study a small celestial, that is from space, object up close. And by observing PD5, we can learn more about how our solar system formed and how other planets might have formed as well. We might even find out if there are other mini-moons out there that we haven't discovered yet. So the next time you look up at the moon, give a little nod to PD5, the tiny, temporary companion orbiting our planet. It's a reminder of the vast and still mysterious universe that surrounds us. The new king of the internet is Pesto the Penguin. If you aren't already on Team Pesto, and billions have already watched him according to his keepers, let me fill you in. Pesto is a king penguin chick who was born at the Sea Life Aquarium in Melbourne, Australia back in January. Back then, he was a tiny fluff ball weighing just 7 ounces. That's about the same as a hamster, or a softball, or 4 Pop-Tarts. Well, Pesto has grown since then. Now he weighs about 100 times as much, 50 pounds. He's taller than both his penguin parents and heavier than both of them combined. And he's still a chick. Keepers say he is the biggest chick the aquarium has ever seen. An enormous ball of brown fluff that is irresistible to his fans. Zookeepers say that his size and his 25 fish a day diet are all normal and healthy for a young king penguin. And he's growing up. Pesto's adult feathers are starting to come in, and his baby weight will begin going away pretty soon. And then he'll look just like the other penguins, but he'll always be king in the hearts of his fans. Time for today's riddle. Last week's riddle was, which 2 words, when put together, contain the most letters? The answer? Post office. That was kind of a trick one. All right, this week's riddle is, you find me in socks, you find me in mittens, you find me in the paws of playful kittens. What am I? You find me in socks, you find me in mittens, you find me in the paws of playful kittens. What am I? I'll give you the answer next Wednesday, but you've got to make sure you follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network podcast so you don't miss it. If you like baseball, this has been a great summer for you, because right now we can see a player who is making history as one of the best the game has ever seen. He's a pitcher who can throw a no-hitter and then hit a home run in the same game. He is setting new records for baseball, a sport that's been around 150 years. If you're a baseball fan, you probably already know his name, Shohei Ohtani from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ohtani was born in Japan and started playing baseball when he was very young. He quickly showed that he was a special player. He had a powerful pitching arm and a powerful swing. When he was in high school, he was already one of the most famous baseball players in Japan. After high school, he decided to go pro, and he quickly became one of the best players in Japan's professional league. He was named Rookie of the Year in 2016. 2 years later, he decided to turn pro in the U.S. It meant moving to a new country, but he got to play against the best in the world, and he was up to the challenge. In his first season in Major League Baseball, Ohtani did something no one had done in almost 100 years. He hit a home run and pitched a shutout in the same game. That was just the beginning. Last week, he created a league of his own, becoming the first player ever to score 50 runs and steal 50 bases in a single season. It's called the 50-50 Club, and Ohtani's the only member. Actually, he's now in the 51-51 Club because he kept going. Shohei Ohtani is truly a unique athlete, and he keeps getting better every year, so stay tuned. You might even be able to watch him tonight. The Dodgers and the San Diego Padres are in the middle of a 3-game series right now. What sounds like a long walk to you? A mile? 5 miles? How about 900? Now walk 900 miles from a place you've never been back to your home. You have no map, no food or water, no shoes, but you do have a fur jacket. Oh, and you're walking on little kitty feet. Because in this story, you're a cat. 900 miles is how far a cat named Rayne Beau, that's spelled in 2 different words, take a look at the episode description to see, walked this summer. Rayne Beau wandered off during a family visit to Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming in June. Which, Yellowstone is an amazing place. I can't blame him for going on a hike. Rayne Beau's family searched and searched but couldn't find him, and eventually they had to go home to California, 1,000 miles away. For 2 months, his family missed him and thought about him, and then, incredibly, they got a call. A woman a few hours away found a cat and took it in. It was hungry and tired, so she took care of it for a few days and then took it to a shelter. The shelter scanned the cat for a microchip, and bingo! It was Rayne Beau. Microchips, if you don't know, are tiny little identifiers about the size of a grain of rice. Veterinarians can place them under the skin of dogs and cats, so if the pets are ever lost, they can be identified and returned home. And Rayne Beau's story is a perfect example of how well chips work. Rayne Beau is now home with his human family and his cat sister, and a new sibling. His owners adopted another rescue cat to keep his sister company after they thought Rayne Beau was gone for good. Rayne Beau is keeping his hikes close to home for now. Well, that's the show. Thank you very much for listening. Please follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast player, podcast app, smart device, or whatever you're using to listen to this episode. I will be back next Wednesday, and I hope that you are too. From the KMNN Newsroom, this is Alex signing off.